Hey guys, it's Kammy back with another video. So I know that I've been really inconsistent and I haven't posted in like a month or two, and I will probably catch you guys up on what I've been doing in another video. But today I want to talk to you guys about something that's really important to me, and that is mental health. So I don't know if you've been aware of this, but the past week has been Mental Health Awareness Week, and I'm so thankful for times like this where, you know, mental health really gets to be spoken up about. However, I don't want it to be something that people just speak about when it's like the time for it, like Mental Health Awareness Week. I feel like this is something that should be spoken about, and people need to hear about it and understand mental illnesses, even if they're not going through it, because they probably have friends going through it or will come across people that are going through it. I just think it's important that everyone learn and understand. One thing I'm so happy about is just how much more mental health illnesses are being spoken about in Nigeria today. I came across an advert a couple months ago where they spoke about mental illness, and they put, you know, helplines for people who want to talk, and it just made me, so I think I was crying during the advert because I was just so glad that people are becoming so much more aware of it in Nigeria. I know that we still have a long way to go in terms of embracing it, accepting it, and being open to learning about it, but I'm glad that we're taking the necessary steps to educating people on it. So mental illnesses range from clinical depression, anxiety disorder, ADHD, OCD, bipolar disorder, etc. And for a lot of people, mental illness isn't obvious. Mental health illnesses aren't things that are written on people's faces. It isn't something that's particularly obvious. It shows in little distinct changes in behaviors, from sleeping too much to not sleeping at all, to eating too much to not eating at all, to losing interest in things like their hobbies and hanging out with friends. It shows in withdrawal from staying at home all the time, not wanting to leave your house. It shows when they don't pay attention to anything and they just seem to be out of it all the time. When they aren't doing well in school, there's so many things, so many little things that show when someone is going through something. Now I want to talk about the idea that young people cannot be depressed, which is an idea that is particularly pervasive in Nigeria and Africa at large. That is such a backwards way of thinking. There's this idea that if you're not worrying about paying school fees or paying bills or getting a job, that you're not allowed to be depressed, and that is such a destructive and harmful way of thinking. Depression is a mental illness, and age is not a factor. People can live the most privileged life and still be depressed, because one thing I always talk about is that material things and wealth and money does not equate happiness. You can be rich and you can be depressed. And a lot of parents have that mindset that you can't be depressed when you're young. And that is so harmful to the child that is going through something, because it shuts them down and it makes them suppress their feelings and prevents them from seeking help. There's this tweet that I saw a couple days ago that absolutely just baffled me. I'm just gonna put it right here, and I was awestruck. I was just so confused. So I'm going to give you guys a couple tips on helping someone that has a mental illness. I'm going to speak specifically on depression because it's something that I understand deeply. First of all, please understand that depression is a serious mental illness, so educate yourself on it. Don't underestimate the seriousness and severity of depression. So when your friend confides in you and tells you that they're depressed, please do not say things like snap out of it, or just be happy, or smile, or you're so privileged, look at all you have, be happy, be grateful. Like, please, I beg you, don't say any of those things. The way that you can help them is to educate yourself on depression and to understand the symptoms and what exactly is going on with them so that you can empathize with them. Second is to please understand that some of the symptoms of depression aren't personal. Sometimes people who are depressed tend to show a lack of emotion or find it hard to connect with people on an emotional level. Sometimes it causes them to withdraw from people, even the people that they love the most. Another symptom is that it can cause them to lash out and say hurtful things to people that they love. Please understand that it is not personal. Don't take it personal. Just know that it is the depression talking, and that isn't how they truly feel. A third tip, which is hard for some people to come to terms with, is that you cannot fix someone else's depression. You need to realize that it is not your job to fix your loved one's depression. Neither can you actually fix it. You can't rescue them from this thing that they're going through. You can be there for them, but you can't single-handedly stop it. it's ultimately left to the person going through it to fix their problem. This leads me to my fourth tip, which is just be compassionate, be understanding, be non-judgmental, and be a good listener. I find that a lot of people never know the right thing to say or ask when their friend comes to confide in them with what they're going through. A lot of people are scared that they might not say the right thing or say something to trigger them, but I think the best advice I can give to you is to just be a good listener. There's a lot of people going through depression just need to know that they have a safe space where they can talk about their feelings and what they're going through. Now, you don't have to give advice. A lot of them aren't coming to look for advice. They just need someone to listen to them and be non-judgmental. They just need a shoulder to cry on. I think I'll just leave you guys with this. Please pay attention to your loved ones. Do not just assume that everyone is okay, even the ones that are smiling all the time. Please pay attention, because mental illness isn't obvious. It isn't always obvious. Check up on your friends. Tell your friends you love them. Tell your family that you love them, and take care of yourself. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was helpful and somewhat enlightening, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.